The Spurs are on top again. They win it by 20.
Spurs fan, how you feeling? Appreciate the support. It's good to be back at home, winning in front of our incredible fans. Now, I would like, with my teammates, to introduce a little new tradition that we've been working on with the Jackals over there.
2 weeks back, Victor Wembanyama made waves when he declared his squad plays pure and ethical basketball. He didn't hold back, calling what the Thunder do forced basketball. Basically, he straight up said the defending champs don't play the game the right way. Those are fighting words. But guess what? The Spurs just proved him right again, and this time it was loud and clear. Picture this. Wemby drains a smooth three-pointer, nothing but net. On Christmas Day, Oklahoma City's home court, the biggest regular season stage in all of basketball. Yet San Antonio marched in cool and confident, dropped a 117-102 win, and silenced the champs' crowd like it was nothing. That's their third win over OKC in just 2 weeks. This ain't trash talk anymore. This is a full-blown rivalry. And right now, the Spurs are running the show, no question about it. The San Antonio Spurs just flipped the league on its head. Let's break it down. OKC came out swinging hard on Christmas, hit 9 of their first 10 shots. The home crowd was hyped, cameras flashing, the national spotlight burning bright. The defending champs looked like they were ready to make a statement. But San Antonio didn't flinch one bit. They took every punch, stood tall, and completely took control like seasoned pros. Anyway, De'Aaron Fox came out blazing, setting the tone early with 13 points in the first quarter. He attacked the rim, nailed jumpers, and made it clear San Antonio wasn't here to play nice. Even with OKC's hot start, the Spurs took that first quarter 41-36 and never looked back. They didn't trail for the rest of the night, just kept bringing that same calm but ruthless energy. It was steady, relentless, suffocating basketball. The Spurs outscored the Thunder in 3 of the 4 quarters, built up a double-digit lead in the second half, and never let it slip. Every time OKC tried to spark a comeback, San Antonio shut it down instantly. No panic, no rushed shots, just clean, calculated execution again and again. Now check these numbers. They tell the story loud and clear. The Spurs shot a 54% from the field, while OKC could only manage 39%. And get this, San Antonio finished 73% at the rim against the best-ranked defense in the league. Let that sink in. The top defensive squad in basketball couldn't stop the Spurs from slicing right through and finishing at will. And this wasn't some fluke or lucky hot streak. This was a team that knew exactly what they came to do, and they did it perfectly. 5 different Spurs hit double digits, showing that this wasn't just one man's show, it was a total team takeover. Fox completely took over, leading the charge with 29 points on a sharp 12 for 19 shooting night. And he was money from deep, draining 3 out of 4 threes like it was nothing. Wemby and Castle both dropped 19, showing no hesitation at all. Harrison Barnes came through with 15 points and 6 boards, steady as ever, while Dylan Harper came off the bench firing, adding 12 and giving the squad a serious spark. That's multiple players stepping up night after night. Same dominant outcome, same message to the league. This team is for real. 3 games against the top team in basketball, 3 wins. At some point, you can't keep spinning stories or calling it luck. You've got to admit what's going down here. The Spurs have cracked the code for beating Oklahoma City, and it's not some fluky formula. It's a blueprint, one they can run back anytime they want. It all starts with their unstoppable offensive flow. Even against OKC's elite lock-you-up defense, the same one that's been embarrassing teams all season, San Antonio keeps carving out clean looks and converting at a wild rate. They go straight at the paint with no fear, keep that ball flying around, always finding the open man. They don't settle for bad shots or desperate threes. They create their chances with patience and precision. The Thunder's defense is built to make teams uncomfortable, to force ugly, low-percentage shots. But the Spurs, they're flipping that whole script and making OKC's defense look ordinary. The Spurs don't play into that chaos. They stay calm, stick to their system, and just keep stacking buckets. You can see it in every possession, smooth, confident, locked in. Oh, and check this out. Caruso snags a tough rebound, Wemby grabs it right back, fires and drops it in. Pure control. But then there's the Chet Holmgren problem. In every matchup this season, the Spurs have made him disappear. On Christmas Day, the so-called defensive anchor only managed 10 points on 9 shots, barely a blip on the radar. San Antonio keep going right at him, bullying him in the post, challenging him at the rim, and making him work for everything. And on the flip side, having both Wemby and Castle dominating the paint makes life miserable for Chet on both ends of the floor. Gary Kwan from Pounding the Rock nailed it when he said it's genuinely enjoyable watching Spur after Spur seek out Holmgren in the paint. They're hunting him. Every drive, every possession, they know he's the weak link, and they're not letting up for a second. And if anyone's still clinging to that Wemby versus Chet debate, this game was another dagger right through it. 3 meetings this season, and in all 3, Chet's been a total non-factor. At this point, the comparison doesn't even make sense anymore. And then there's the depth. During this wild 8-game winning streak, the Spurs have had 7 different leading scorers in those victories. That's insane consistency with a different hero every night. One game it's Fox lighting it up, the next it's Wemby, then Harper or Barnes stepping in and taking over. There's just no way to game plan for that kind of balance. You can't single out one guy and think you've shut them down, because the moment you do, another Spurs steps up and starts cooking. Someone's always hot, and that's what makes them such a nightmare to face. Now, here's the twist. OKC's been the gold standard for roster building the last few years. Deep, balanced, loaded with talent. Everybody knows it. But suddenly, the Spurs are looking like they've flipped the script and out OKC'd OKC. How wild is that? Let's call it like it is. We're watching a real rivalry being born right in front of us. The tension's there, the energy's off the charts, and every single matchup feels like it means everything. These teams aren't just playing basketball anymore. They're battling for bragging rights, for pride, for dominance. And after that heated NBA Cup semifinal a couple weeks ago, the bad blood between them is officially boiling. And here's where it all gets even juicier. The next time these two squads meet, it's already shaping up to be must-watch basketball. The Thunder are desperate to prove they're still the Kings, while the Spurs are rolling with that fearless come-take-it-from-us energy. Every play, every possession, it's personal now. You can feel that edge every time they share the court. The Spurs are walking with swagger, like a team that knows exactly who they are and what they've built. Their chemistry is unreal. Every pass has purpose, every rotation is tight, and every player seems to feed off the moment. They're not just winning games, they're sending messages. Opponents are starting to circle those Spurs matchups on the calendar, and not because it's fun, because it's a problem. OKC, though, they're not backing down either. You can bet Shai and Chet are already plotting their response, waiting for their shot at revenge. But the scary thing for the Thunder is that the Spurs aren't showing any cracks, just more confidence, more control, more dominance. It's not just about standings anymore, it's about pride, respect, and who really runs the West. The vibe is electric, the rivalry is official, and every game feels like a statement. The Spurs are rewriting the script on what it means to be a contender, and everyone's watching to see if OKC can still keep up. What's happening in San Antonio right now feels bigger than just a hot streak. It feels like the birth of a new era. The Spurs aren't sneaking up on anyone anymore. They're kicking the door wide open and demanding everyone pay attention. They've gone from being the quiet underdogs to the team nobody wants to face, and they're doing it with style, confidence, and a little bit of swagger that's impossible to ignore. You look at this roster, Fox leading like a seasoned vet, Wemby evolving into his superstar before our eyes, and a supporting cast that refuses to take a night off. Every single player knows their role, and together they've built something special. This isn't luck, this is a movement, one built on patience, trust, and fearless basketball. Meanwhile, the rest of the league is watching closely. Some teams are curious, others are flat out nervous, because it's starting to look like the Spurs have cracked the code. They've blended youth, talent, and discipline in a way that feels unstoppable right now. And here's the wild part, they're still getting better. You can see it in every game, every possession. The chemistry's getting tighter, the defense sharper, and the offense more unpredictable. This isn't just a fun run, it's a statement that the Spurs are back in a major way. The message is clear. This isn't the old Spurs anymore. This is the new dynasty in the making. The ripple effect of what the Spurs are doing right now is shaking the whole league. Every team out there is starting to realize this isn't just some mid-season surge. This is a full-blown takeover in motion. They're forcing coaches to rewrite their game plans and making star players question their own dominance. The Spurs are setting a new tone, and everybody's feeling it. You can see it in the way teams approach them now. No one's taking San Antonio lightly anymore. There's a mix of respect and fear whenever their name shows up on the schedule. The energy, the focus, the unshakable confidence, it's all there. Every time they hit the floor, they bring that intensity that says, we belong here and we're coming for more. And it's not just about wins, it's about identity. The Spurs have found their rhythm, their voice, their swagger. They've built a brand of basketball that's exciting, disciplined, and dangerously efficient. You can feel the culture shift. It's contagious. Players are buying in, the fans are louder than ever, and suddenly San Antonio feels like the center of the basketball universe again. This isn't some Cinderella run, it's the start of something that could define the next few years. The Spurs aren't just back, they're rewriting the rules, changing the vibe, and making the league remember exactly who they are. The crazy part? We're still only scratching the surface of what this squad can become. The Spurs aren't even at their peak yet. This is just the beginning. You can see flashes of greatness in every game, but there's still room to grow, and that's what makes this so dangerous. When a young team plays with this much confidence, chemistry, and control, that's when dynasties are born. Victor Wembanyama keeps leveling up every night. His timing, his touch, his control on both ends of the floor are unreal. Fox is leading with poise, turning into the heartbeat of this team, and every other player around them is rising to the moment. It's not just talent, it's connection. These guys genuinely believe in each other, and it shows in every pass, every hustle play, every defensive stand. You can feel it. The crowd, the commentators, even rival players, they all sense something brewing in San Antonio. This isn't just another good team having a lucky stretch, it's a culture shift happening in real time. The Spurs are bringing back that mix of discipline and excitement the league's been missing. So as the season rolls on, one thing is crystal clear. This team isn't going anywhere. The Spurs have planted their flag, and the rest of the NBA better start adjusting fast because San Antonio's just getting started. And now here we are. The story that started with one bold comment from Victor Wembanyama has turned into a full-blown revolution on the court. The Spurs didn't just talk, they delivered over and over again. They've taken down the defending champs, built an unstoppable rhythm, and sent a message to the entire league that they're done being underestimated. This isn't hype anymore, it's history in the making. Every game feels like a new chapter and something bigger. You can see it in the confidence, the body language, the unspoken trust between players. They know they're building something special. From Wemby's dominance in the paint, to Fox's leadership on the floor, to every role player stepping up when it matters most, this team is locked in and fearless. And for Oklahoma City, the rivalry's alive and real. They'll be coming back harder, angrier, and hungrier next time, and that's exactly what makes this so electric. The league needs matchups like this. Fire, passion, and genuine competition that keeps fans on the edge of their seats. So if you've been riding with the Spurs through this rise, now's the time to make some noise. Smash that like button, share this story with every basketball fan you know, and drop a comment below. Who do you think's taking the next round, the rising Spurs or the defending Thunder? Let's hear it.